goes another 20-year-old.
Holy shit, I hate those guys.
Gotta hate 20-year-olds.
Fuck those guys.
Somebody help these 20-year-olds.
It's time to figure it out, Ricky.
Yeah.
Touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. You might think we're at a luau right now, but no, we're in Kristen's room playing on her ukulele. Should we just write a song right here?
Yep.
I feel weird right now and all the time, 'cause I'm a weird guy. I'm wearing 3 watches, and that's not even a joke. A Fitbit, a calculator watch, and a Nixon for your bloke. Got new Puma shoes on that I got for free. Bought me a Chinese watch on Amazon. You'll see I know what I'm doing. There's a master plan, and if you don't understand me like my parents don't, you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Whoa. Actually, no.
Rock on.
I hope that's good.
Brought to you by Kristen's room and her ukulele.
And her uke. Okay, a few things right off the bat. We're in Kristen's room. We're filming. We don't have permission. I feel a little bit weird doing it. A few things I noticed right off the bat. One, Kristen, huge environmentalist.
It's
What the
clean.
fuck is this doing in here, Kristen? You know what this is? Is a plastic bag, and it says at me. What the fuck does that say?
It says
Dominion?
Andre's bag.
No.
It says Dominique.
Yeah, so there's a bag in your room that says Dominique, and it's made of plastic, and I feel sick to my fucking stomach right now. Sick to my stomach. I promise we didn't
Really grinds my
I'm
gears.
so angry. I really hope it's okay that we're in your room. I'm going to fix a camera frame here. Get a little closer on Robbie's nice face. Thank you. Hope you like that song. I am actually wearing 3 watches and fresh new fucking Pumas.
You
That
gonna hit the courts after with those
I'm
things?
gonna dunk on your ass, dude. You like honestly feel like I could dunk on anyone right now. And
You got some, yeah, I'm sure you could get some crazy vertical with those things.
oh yeah, like 38 inches. I don't even know if
Big
that's
time,
good, but
big
I could
time.
definitely do
Yeah.
it. And yes, I am wearing 3 watches because I'm feeling a little goofy, and we just wanted to get a little goofy for the pod. I also have sunglasses on.
You know Miguel? You know Miguel the singer?
Is he the guy we took a picture with at iHeart Music Radio? Does he have that one hit? What's his song?
No, he's got a bunch of hits.
What's his song?
Like Skywalker. Skywalking on the haters.
Oh, okay.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
He wears a Rolex on both wrists.
Okay, like I'm doing this for a goof, you know?
No, but he actually flexes with a Rolex on each arm.
I'm going to show you a picture of a celebrity right now,
Yeah.
an artist, and I want you to let me know who it is because I just saw it the other day. I'm like, he's famous.
Is the guy you took a picture with at the iHeart?
Yes. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
Even if I showed you a pic?
Probably.
Keep talking.
So today I went to the mall, bought a couple birthday gifts, and it's been the weather.
It's
here.
been 1 week since you looked at me. Sorry, I'm still scrolling here.
And the weather here, it's kind of nice. Kristen, you run a tight ship.
Yeah, great
I'll give
room.
you full marks on cleanliness.
Oh, wow. We've got pictures of a lot of celebrities. I'm looking at a picture of Blink-182 and Chris Hadfield and you.
And Mr. Billy Talent.
Sorry, I said Blink-182. I meant Billy Talent. Fuck this picture, dude.
It's a tough one to find.
it's way far back, and I'm doing some digging. So yeah, this episode, we started off a little uke solo. We were feeling inspired by the room. We're wearing sunnies on because we're feeling goofy, and I think we're gonna talk a little bit about a few things on the mind today. One of which, the mind
itself,
concussions,
concussion
cranium
stories,
fun. Not fun.
Fights, beatdowns,
creamed
by what'd you call him? A gaggle of
a gaggle of large ladies.
I think you've already told that story because I remember using that term.
Yes, I told in the intro, I believe it was. I think I told.
Yeah.
No, we just touched on it. We said we'd touch on it in a later episode. My concussion stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we thought we'd dive into concussions today. We're not going to do like the whole technical concussion stuff anymore because it's boring. And we're just going to tell the funny stories and like a little bit about if you need concussion help, what to do. But let me just see what else is on my list before we dive into that.
We had a few things on the list.
Okay, let's get into. Okay, I don't want to talk about that one yet because I want to save it for a future date, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, let's pop in a little more.
Let's get into Elon Musk's new song.
I heard you listen to it earlier today.
So you read an article that said Elon Musk he bought a record label?
No, I don't think he bought one. I think he started one.
And
I don't know if this was an April Fool's joke or not, but the article said that he started a record label and he released a song on it yesterday called R.I.P. Harambe.
Fucking love it. So wait, did it come out? It came out on April 1st.
Yeah.
Then it's a joke. You didn't say that. I guess it was April 1st.
It was April 1st yesterday.
Okay, we're gonna put this. I'm gonna put this on right now.
Or we can just add it in.
Yeah, we can add it in. We'll add it in. What, at the end, or should I put a clip in right now?
Sure, throw a little clip in.
Okay, I'm gonna play it so I can link it
on
up.
Spotify?
Yeah, of course it's on Spotify.
Yeah, he's rich.
And we thinking about you.
It's actually kind of a banger.
That's pretty much the whole song.
So
it sounds exactly how a song would sound if Elon Musk tried to make a rap song.
So you think
Harambe.
that's actually Elon Musk singing super auto-tuned out?
I don't know.
I thought you said that's what the article said.
It did say that.
Okay, it's probably a joke because there's no way that was Elon. Maybe it is. We gotta Google this.
It? We need Kev.
Yeah. Fuck. Where's Kev when you need him? Damn it.
Don't have that.
Okay, so that's Elon Musk's song R.I.P. Harambe. Look into it because if he actually is the one singing on it, it sounds nothing like him, but it's kind of a joke song. It's a good April Fool's joke.
Yeah, good on you, Elon.
Good on you, Elon. Staying funny, you weird freakazoid. Second thing I saw that is so funny. Our friend Annika put up something in her story that I loved. Okay, it was a tweet she posted from someone else. It says, "Re-downloaded Tinder, and the first guy's bio read, I identify as male, like MAIL, because all I do is fucking send it." And now I remember why I deleted it.
That's good.
I identify as male.
Oh,
like mail, like postage.
That's good.
Because all I do is fucking send it.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, thanks, Annika, for that. I already sent you a message. Thank you for bringing that in my life.
Oh, wow. That's so good.
I love it. I see a lot of like nice spin-off jokes from me with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe I get a tattoo that's just a fucking letter.
That's fresh.
That's exactly the message I sent to her was, that's fresh.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry. We're getting a fucking call here. I got to decline it. Just decline it. It's business.
Oh.
You know I don't fucks with business while we podcast.
Business matters.
So yeah, my exact message. Oh, I Geez, that's a fresh one.
Speaking of fresh, going there for dinner later.
Yeah, in literally 30 minutes. You really fucked us on this episode.
No, we got time.
You said you had to be there at 6:30. It's 5:43.
No, be there at 7.
Oh, so Olivia lied to me.
Yeah.
Olivia,
Goddamn liar.
Yeah, Olivia. The other thing is winning my March Madness bracket.
Did you actually win it?
Okay, I'm not 100% yet, but it says the maximum points that anyone could get on the side, and the maximum everyone else can get, I'm already above it, so I don't think they can catch up no matter what. No one had Virginia picked for the win. No one had, like, they're all like almost eliminated in the top 4. So this is the second time this has happened to me where I joined a bracket. I do not watch any college basketball. I didn't even know it was fucking happening until I got reminded to check my bracket. I always join and all I do is I pick the exact odds teams. Like I go and I find the bracket that is just probability based and I just choose it. And I've won 2 brackets this way now.
As my dad always says, you can't win if you don't play.
Dude, what's with your dropping your dad quotes in here? What was the one last time? If you're busy, good things happen.
He does say that quite a bit. He's like, when you're busy, good things happen, or something along the lines.
Well,
but that's his thought process. Like he's always a 50-50 guy at like hockey games, and
I wish. Oh, I'd love to win one of those.
Wouldn't that be great?
But
walk out there with like 20 grand.
Like, it's like pro tip, life hack: don't choose a bracket based on feeling.
No.
That's what everyone else did.
Experts.
They're like, oh, I think this is going to be an upset. Why don't you just choose the fucking odds and win every time? Like, I've won 2 for 2 brackets now.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. So how much are you taking home after?
Oh, a clean 8,000 pesos.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So like
$200. I have no idea peso conversion. Like $220, $40.
That's pretty good.
I'll like, I need to make sure I want it. I got to message the league or like the guys, but yeah, Kevin looked at it too, and he said he thinks it's a lock too.
Oh, Kevin's an expert now in basketball merch.
Yes, Kevin he's an expert at all things. He's our producer. So I just wanted to throw that in there. That's huge news, and I'm gonna spend it on something nice, but it'll be a surprise. I won't say it. I bought a nice Chinese watch, as I said in the song.
Oh, is that why you got all the motivation today?
Yeah, I was like buying things today, and like.
What else did you buy?
I bought something that is by an artist, if you know what I mean, in the future. An artist in the future will produce this thing.
Ooh, like
this is a riddle. It's like kind of like a painting.
Wait, what if it's like a new album coming out?
No.
Like you can like pre-order album?
No, it wasn't that. It's like it's kind of like a painting or a drawing that you like commission someone to do.
Annika, is she making you like a piece or something?
No. No, I'm gonna leave it as a riddle for everyone to solve. An artist puts a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this type of art, and it's like really powerful stuff. And you commission them in the future to do this via email.
Oh,
okay.
Yes,
I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I told you about this maybe 30 minutes ago.
Pretty classic.
Call me the Riddler.
The Riddler. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, you sure you're not the one with the concussions?
Concussion free. Knock on dressers.
Yeah, so this episode, we have a little bit of a shorty because Rob's got to go to dinner. But we thought we would shed a little light on health and concussions because that's definitely something that's affected like so many of our friends. And especially when you get them in your 20s, it seems like fuck you up because now we're working. Like when you got them in high school, it was like take 2 months off, take 2 weeks off. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Miss fucking a social class or what is it? Social studies?
Social studies.
Oh, am I gonna miss fucking computer class?
Oh fuck, get me out of there.
Yeah.
With all things like even like wisdom teeth or like stuff. It's like or get braces. Everything's just like so much more of a fucking like, you know, downside to it.
But the so yeah, the concussion journey, I was like pretty much gravy up until like second or third year. And it's weird, when I was younger, man, I used to be terrified of concussions.
Really?
Yeah. I used to have this like weird phobia. I was such a little baby back bitch. Anytime I'd like tap my head, I'm like, no. I'm like, am I concussed? Like, I'd be at camp and I'd like hit it. I'd be like, how are my pupils? Like, you know what I mean? I used to be such a weirdo like that. I'd be like on the trampoline. I'd get like bump heads with someone. I'm like, I think I'm done, dude. And then I'd be fine all the time.
I was the complete opposite.
I think you got a bunch and you just don't even know.
I was just concussed and I just haven't. No, man, all this, like, I got a fucking huge head.
Yeah.
All this padding.
Tick head.
Tick head. All this padding. Well, my friends at camp, they used to call it the Harvard Dome.
And then I called you recently the Crimson Chin. And then I realized someone else in the world calls you the Crimson Chin too.
Yeah, Casey's called me Crimson for... Like,
yo, shout out Casey, man. We're actually on the same wavelength. I thought I was so genius when I called him the Crimson Chin the other day because he's got a fucking bucket on him.
A big chin, big jaw, big head.
Yeah, and big old tiny dick.
You know what they say about you know what they say about big heads?
Huge hats.
Little wieners.
Yeah. But yeah, Travis has a tiny head, very easy to shake around apparently. Not a reference to
you're missing you're missing a couple inches of padding.
I'm missing a couple inches everywhere, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes. In
small dick.
Tiny. No. Okay. So definitely was afraid of concussions growing up, but like in hockey, we used to shrug them off. Like I definitely got concussions in hockey. You're telling me you didn't get any hockey concussions? You never got your bell rung, had a headache for a week?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I got a minor one that I can remember playing minor hockey, but overall, man, I was more of like an enforcer. On my team. And
I wasn't not enforcing. I just like,
and I never had really any issues.
I don't know. I don't know if it. I played a decent level of hockey. And there were some good guys, man. And like sometimes you just get fucking caught open ice or on the boards by a huge.
They've even moved up the age level for hitting now.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know how I feel about that, man. Because it's one of those things where every time they try to do something like that, it makes people worse off. It's like they move the drinking age up to 21 in the States, and the kids start drinking at 21 and literally drink drive and like puke and piss and shit themselves because they're fucking stupid.
They drink
Whereas
underage anyways.
In Europe, they were drinking since they were 8 years old, and they're like, drinking? You uncultured swine. Like, fuck you. Let me smoke a cigarette. Because that's how they are. But same with hitting. Like,
sorry, wait. What accent was that? What?
Just culture.
From what pure part of Europe would you?
Cologne.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good people there.
Colon. No. So, like, I think when they move the hitting up, they're gonna have like kids that are now big that have never hit before.
Yeah.
Playing and just destroying themselves open ice. That's just a prediction. But yeah, no, getting concussions growing up, like I feel like I got a couple playing hockey where you just like had a headache. You'd go back to playing and like there wasn't as much of a culture. And
no, there's definitely much more of an awareness now.
Yeah, and then it was second or third year where I was snowboarding, rad, and I was hitting a rail, rad, and I fell off the rail, not rad, hit my head, and like my vision went black, but I didn't lose consciousness, and I was like, oh, just another one of those hits, you know what I mean? I'm fine. Like I thought concussions you just shrug off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kept snowboarding, went home that day, like had a headache. And then it was only when I started trying to study again that like the words were just like moving on the page. And I was like, can't read, not a big deal. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, can't read.
Could you read before then?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like you don't know how good you were before. You know, could I even read?
Yeah,
I think I was doing mainly audiobooks.
Yeah, maybe you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, maybe I
couldn't read.
I couldn't read. I just was listening to podcasts and then I got rewired to thinking I could read.
Oh, weird.
Concussions are a hell of a drug. But yeah, I couldn't read. So I called my mom. I went home and I spent a week on the couch eating like fruit and getting looked after and watching TV. And like not dark room, none of that shit.
Some grapes? Did you have some grapes?
I had a couple grapes, yeah. And then, yeah, man, I got better. Like I got better after a week. I started being able to read again. I learned how to read through the concussion. It taught me how to read. I became literate.
Nice.
And, yeah, I thought nothing of it.
Reading you used as your measurement.
Yeah.
Whether you're getting better.
Yeah. I could read again. Then I could study, and I went back to school, and it wasn't a big deal. And then it was the summer, maybe in 4th year going into 5th year, when what are you doing here? Looking at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, it was the summer, 4th year going into 5th year. I was out for a buddy's birthday, and he's a big dude, our buddy Tristram, and we're just getting messed up at JBR's. And it's the summertime in London, the crowd shifts. It's not as much the Toronto Western.
Watch what you say about my hometown here.
Okay, I'll watch this. What London in the summer is trash. I'm kidding. No, like it shifts from like these like Toronto kids, who I find are a lot easier to beat up. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot easier to beat up than London kids. I feel like London kids grew up doing like Fight Club or something, man. Because every concussion I got was in the summertime in London.
A little more rugged.
Yeah, no, no problem getting in fights during the school year, knocking them out, just like
left, right, and center, just
popping each other's assholes. And yeah, no, summertime, I was taking like Krav Maga.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I thought I was extremely violent and could kill people with my hands. And then Tristram would always make fun of me.
And that's when you taught me the speech.
Oh, you had a speech for a class.
Yeah, my best ever mark in the speech class was when you was when you showed me all the Krav Maga tricks, and I went up there and fucking nailed it.
You're like, he's gonna get in your face. You're gonna want to throw up a fence. All right, you're gonna want to throw up a little bit of a fence. You know, you're
gonna want to strike first.
Yeah, get the feet in the ready position. Get your hands up, not fists. You know, you want hands up, and then what you can do is you take a stick, and boom, right in the nose. You're gonna want to hit him right in the nose with your palm like that. I remember firing you up for that speech.
And then I practiced it and rehearsed it so much, and I was just doing everything like completely seriously that you had showed me.
Didn't you wear your dojo headband as well, like the Japanese one? Yeah, you did.
Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember.
Like Karate Kid style.
Maybe.
I think you did.
But I was going up there to be serious about it. People were laughing at it the entire time. Yeah,
because it's a joke. And so Tristram was one of those, man. So he was like, he'd always make fun of me, like, and this one night we were out for his birthday, and he's fucked. I'm fucked, and he's like, he always wanted me to like hit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He loves that for some reason.
He's a thick individual.
And I wouldn't hit him because like he's like, yo, hit me in the face. I'm wasted. I gotta sober up. Like, hit me in the face. We're walking home down the street. And I'm like, no, man, like, nah, like, not gonna happen. And then he's like, oh yeah, you little bitch, like taking Krav Maga. Like he starts like riling me up. He's like, I could fuck you up. And I'm like, no, you couldn't, man. Like, chill, you know, like blah blah blah. And then he's like, get in my head. I'm like, yeah, you want me to fucking hit you? And then I smoke him with a straight palm, not even a punch, just a palm.
Yeah.
To the cheek. And all I remember is him going like, harder. And I hit him again. I'm just like hitting him. And then, so this guy across the street, it's a guy and a bunch of big girls. Mm-hmm. This guy across the street just sees me smoking Tristram in the face with palms. And I guess like London locals love to hop into a good scrap. I get, this guy hops in to fight me. Cause he thinks I'm beating on Tristram, who's like got 100 pounds on me.
Yeah.
And, so what happened is he came at me and I just like croved him immediately. And apparently he caught me one, and I tackled him to the ground and had him on the ground. I'm on top of him, and one of the girls he was with kicked me in the face.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. With her fucking trainers, because she's a big girl and she obviously wasn't wearing heels. She had some nice firm Converse on. Probably knocked me silly.
Yeah.
Flats, as they call them.
I feel like flats wouldn't hurt.
Huh?
I feel like flats wouldn't hurt as much as some.
You think a heel would hurt?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think a nice
some,
firm. Look at this Converse, man.
But these aren't flats.
What's the difference?
These are like sneakers.
Okay, one of these.
And these are Vans.
Nice shoes, by the way.
Thank you.
Cool. hip. You're a Vans guy. You have those like suede or velvety like green ones. Yeah. Anyway, enough about your fucking shoes. So yeah, I get caught. Apparently, I got caught clean in the face, and the rest of the fight, he gets up. I don't know if I don't know if I got hit again. I blacked out. Obviously, I don't remember any of this. Apparently, the rest of the fight, because at first my buddies didn't jump in. Like they saw me fighting this guy and they thought it was hilarious. And you know, I'm on top of them. They think it's funny, and then I get clocked by some girl, and they're like, "Oh shit!" They hop in. Now they're fighting these girls. They're like trying to get them off. Like one girl's like wailing on them with a purse. Yeah. And because they're just trying to save me from like the middle of this like thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember like Tristram saying like I was pulling hair. I was getting my hair pulled because he had long hair. Weitzman was in there. He was like, getting wailed on by a purse. He had to hit her.
People actually use. I always thought that was just like something you see like on TV or like in cartoons and stuff. Like. Using the purse as a weapon.
So man, I was blacked out. This is secondhand. This is what they told me, and he had to actually like smoke her a little bit, and then they dragged me out and they all ran away, and I was like fucked up. Apparently, I dusted myself off and like we're walking down the street. By the time we got to the end of the street, I forgot what happened.
It's crazy, but also you know what? Like you have so much adrenaline when that stuff happens too. Yeah, you kind of like I had one big. Did I tell you about that one big fight at Up?
No.
Curling?
Oh, wait, was that when the bottles got broken over people's face?
Yeah. And both Charlie and Mikey got bottled and had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, didn't he lose a chunk of his ear?
Yeah, his ear was fucked up. and it was funny because a few weeks later there had been so many cops and ambulances that were called to the club that night because it was right when the club had closed, and there was 3 of us, and then there was this booth filled with like 10, 12 guys in there, and as we're leaving, something just kind of fired up between them, like one of the girls was getting hit or something.
By your group?
Yeah, it was. I can't remember who it was, but anyways, it just all broke out and like their whole booth just filtered out, and it was this huge brawl, like 3 of us, and versus all of them, and
it's just you 3.
It was just.
And you didn't get bottled, eh?
I didn't get bottled. I I ended up making a way without.
You crimson chinned right through that.
But a few bombs were thrown, and I remember walking out of there. There was so many cop cars and stuff. But anyways, a few weeks later, the news channel actually like
covered it.
Yeah, they covered it because it was right when we were coming back to school, and they're like, "Oh, they want
the crimson chin saves the day."
they're like, "We want to crack down on like violence and like do you remember that one point when they put all those cops downtown to like crack down on like university?"
Was that because of you?
It wasn't because of that, but anyways. When they were talking about that, like highlighting that as a news article, they used this footage outside Up, and you could see all of us in the outside, all the mess. Yeah,
that'd be cool if we could dig that up.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, like so knocked, right? And I get to the end of the street, don't remember. They're like shooting the shit. They're like, Trav, that was crazy. Blah blah blah. Like we're walking up to our house, and I'm like, what was crazy?
Completely forgot.
I completely forgot. Complete amnesia. I got fucking smoked.
Yeah.
And they're sitting in a room and they took a video because they thought I was like goofing around.
Yeah.
And they're like, Trav, what happened? I'm like, no idea. And they're like asking me questions. I'm like, we left the bar. I kind of like we got home. Like I had no idea what happened. I still don't remember what happened to this day. And then obviously being the fucking idiot I am, I'm like, I wake up the next day with like a huge hangover, and I puke immediately like off the balcony, and I'm just hungover. I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We spent the whole day roasting. I took an Advil. I felt like a weird numbness in the back of my head, and I'm like, I just got hit. Like not a big deal. Didn't think concussions were a big deal. Tried to go to work the next for the next week. Sick to my stomach at work. I knew something was weird.
Didn't you keep sending it that weekend too?
I went out the next night.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like,
you identify as male.
because I fucking send it. I'm obviously a piece of postage, so I send it. But yeah, no. So like I didn't treat it properly, and I tried to go back to work the day after, partying twice in a row after being concussed, and I just like I felt like my head get really filled with like cloudiness. I felt really nauseous at work. I couldn't do like basic math, and like I was starting to feel really weird, and I was supposed to go on a trip the following week to Indiana with the fraternity, like a leadership trip.
Yeah.
And I remember like just being fucked up all week and just being like, oh, like when is this going to clear up? When is it going to clear up? Trying to push through it. Don't push through it. Probably the worst thing for it. I just didn't have respect for concussions. I thought you could just push through it. I remember picking up Ian Edgington from the airport before this Indiana trip at the end of the week, still so fucked up that I picked him up from the airport and I got on the wrong way of the highway and drove an hour in the wrong direction before I realized I was heading towards London and not my house. That's how fucked I was. And I'm just like, you know what, dude? I told him, I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this trip. Like, I ended up going on the trip, sleeping on the whole bus ride. Everyone's like partying like they always do. I'm like in a cocoon in the corner. Like the worst thing you could do when you're concussed, go on a frat trip. I spent the entire trip with crippling headaches, locked in a dark room.
You didn't go out at all, eh?
I didn't go out. I tried to go.
Sounds terrible.
I tried to go to one of the sessions. I couldn't. My headache got too bad, just extreme headache. I went up to the room and they just basically, I would join them for meals and then I'd leave. My head was so bad. Went home, quit work. I was running a car detailing thing. I left my partner high and dry. And I just went home and like slept and tried to recover. But my head pressure, I had head pressure. It just wouldn't go away. Like my brain kind of felt normalish again, but like I took like a month and a half and my head pressure wouldn't go away. And it was crazy. I'd wake up every morning, I'd feel fine. And then 5 minutes after waking up, all this head pressure would just like come on, like a tension headache. Yeah. And I'd have that all day long. Nothing I could do for it. And when I went back to school, I was sober. I stayed sober for a good chunk of this time because I thought my brain was fucked, right? But like 2 or 3 months into school, I was running the fraternity as a president at the time. It just was so hard to do school and all this stuff. I had to stop flying for my flying program, take a break. I stopped working for a bit too and just did school and running the fraternity, stayed sober. And then like one morning I woke up, the weirdest thing, I just woke up and the head pressure never came after like 4.5 months. It was a miracle, fucking miracle. I was like, I'm back, baby. Yeah. I'm fucking back. I think I cracked a beer that day and I started working again. I started flying again, went back to school, went on like grad trip, had a sick year, like was back to normal. Travi was back. And then that summer, the last day before everyone was leaving, we've graduated. I have to stay to finish some flying because I took a few months off at the beginning of the year. I had a big flight exam the next day. This is like the last hoorah for everyone to go home.
I remember this night.
You remember this night?
Totally.
I take it easy because I'm like, I got a big flight simulator test.
I remember preying for this night. I remember this.
The decision to go out and everything. I was like, should I do it? Oh, it's the last night. Yeah, so I was like, I'm just not going to send it. No funny business. I'll have a couple beers. I'll go out. And that's exactly what I did. And it actually ended up fucking me over because we go to the club, the Frog, where we used to work, or I still work there at the time. And while like our friends are getting fucked up, a few of them go in the bathroom to get a little extra fucked up, if you know what I mean. And obviously didn't partake like the good guy I am, you know, making good choices left, right, and center like I do. I'm sitting outside of the bathroom at the end of a long booth. Mm-hmm. In the booth are some guys, I have no idea who they are, but the end of their booth is right by the bathroom. I'm sitting there with my arm around a girl just chilling by the bathroom because we're all waiting for people to get out of the bathroom. And I don't remember what happened exactly again, but this group apparently came over and was like, yo, like get the fuck out of our booth, like blah, blah, blah. And I think I stood up and was like, oh, like, sorry guys, I'm just waiting for some friends. Like I'll be gone in a sec, thinking nothing of it. And these were little guys, so I wasn't even like worried about it. And I guess this is according to the girl I was with. This one guy just like I sat back down and this one guy I was looking at the girl and he just hit me in the side of the head. And I wasn't even looking, I was sitting down.
Yeah.
And she's like, you didn't even say anything, like to entice him. You're just like, oh, we'll be gone in a sec. So he cocks me, and then I get up. Like, I think I went a little crazy. I don't know. But his whole booth now comes at me, and I put the guard up, and I run through them all. And they're just like beating on me like I'm like some sort of like speed bag. They're hitting me in like the body, and I bowled over a few of them because they're just little guys. And once I get through the booth, I'm now out of the booth, and I'm standing looking at all of them. And like, I'll kill the next guy that comes near me. You know what I mean? Like, I'll rip his fucking head off. And they see me, like, I'm standing near the bouncers now because I work there. And they're all standing in the booth. And I'm just like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that? Like, what did you get out of that? Like, you fucking like waste of space. You know what I mean?
Oh, Matthew. Bring him in live.
Yo, Matt.
Yo.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Carl earlier. What's going on?
Not acceptable. We're live on the podcast.
Oh, you guys are actually live.
You're live.
Well, hello, podcast.
We wanted to have you on tonight. You were supposed to be our guest.
Well, hot dang.
It was a very last minute call, but it's okay. We'll get you on another time.
Well, what's the discussion?
Well, now I'm telling concussion stories because we had nothing else to do.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah. Well, not really, actually.
The story is not the concussion.
The stories.
The stories are good.
Yeah, dude. Were you a part of the first one?
Was that the Stampede?
The Stampede.
That's good.
I came in the day after, and
okay.
I don't know how to explain your condition after it, but you were a changed man for sure.
I don't think I was ever the same.
No, God, no.
I was telling
the
this
description of it. Do you know who was it? Adam Weitzman?
Yeah.
Who had a great. He probably has a vivid description of what that looked like.
Yeah, well, he's the one that told me what happened, basically, and I had to like piece it together between, because like they also didn't remember either. They were so fucking blackout that I had to piece together their stories of what happened.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, but good times. And then now I'm just on the second story where I got smoked at the Frog by that little like group of guys in the booth.
Which I believe I was also another day late on.
Were you a day late on that one? Man, if I just had you around me, maybe I wouldn't get beat up so much.
The general would have shut it down.
The General Schmeats, yeah. I guess I'm very punchable.
It's the wide target range of you being so tall.
My head pokes out across the crowd.
something.
Yeah, and they're like, that's the guy that danced with my girl. Like, let's go kill him.
You just have the best kind of luck.
I don't know. Anyway, but like I've also, as many times I've been hit, I feel like I've also gotten lucky where I was in scenarios where somebody should have knocked me out and I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I've been shirtless at the Frog behind the booth and like taking people's drinks from their hands and stuff and been untouched.
People usually go for the big hook, but they miss you wide because you've got a slender frame. Someone comes in with a proper jab and you're done.
But yeah, I got caught. That was my last like bar fight concussion, the one that took me years to figure out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but we'll have you on the next one. We want to talk about, because you've taken a cool career turn. We'll talk about.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right, good dick, my man.
All right, talk to you guys soon.
Cheers. You bring me a drink? Is this lemon water or lime water? That's pure tequila. Sorry, was I getting too dark with that concussion story? Should I lighten it up a bit?
Yes.
Yeah. So smoked in the head. Went over to the bouncers. Was like, "You're gonna kick these guys out?" And I remember the bouncer being like, "Nah." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like,
Give me a no for me, dog.
he's like, "Those guys are friends with the owners. Like, they kind of get away with murder here. Like, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
I'm friends with the owners.
I was not friends. Oh, yes, I guess I was. But again, I thought I was fine at the time because they didn't knock me out or anything, and like I got out of there clean. but I didn't know, like, this is what was weird about this concussion is I didn't really have amnesia from it. I didn't have headaches or symptoms, but the next day my head pressure was back and I felt a little weird. And for almost 2 years, I couldn't figure it out. And this is like the huge thing I wanted to get across in this concussion episode is I didn't actually really hurt my brain that much on that one. It was a twist of the neck. Twist of the neck, my back.
Lick my... Fill in the blank.
Yeah, so this is the hugest thing. It took me, I went for the next year, man. Like, it fucked me up. Like, I thought my brain was fucked. Like, I just had a pressure headache for basically years. And I finished my flying program and I was supposed to be a pilot, but I was like, no, I'm going to take it easy to work on my health. I got a job working in the summer, and at this job I felt fucked every day. And I just I would push through it because it's been so long that I know I should be fine. I'm trying to return to normal. But I just was like so feeling shitty. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit this job and I'm just going to figure this out. So I did my 4 months there. At the end of the contract, I didn't renew it. And I was like, I'm just going to figure this concussion out. It's been a year now. And I'm like, like, this is time. I went sober. It was after way home when I was like puking because I was out of control, like the concussion and all that. I'm like, I'm going to go sober. I'm going to go clean. I went like completely veggie centric. I did supplements. I did like $10,000 of oxygen therapy.
And you still didn't know it was neck issues.
I didn't know it was neck issues. I thought my brain was fucked. I saw almost 14 different specialists over that year.
A lot of money.
And because we need to figure it out. I was fucking twisted, man. Like And
not the good kind of twisted.
No, exactly. Not like a fucking twisted tea over here. I was a twisted tea, but so I spent this whole year figuring it out, and it almost was a blessing and a curse. Like, this was a year I decided, you know what, I'd run a few businesses before. I'm gonna work with my friends at Wrist and Rye while I get better, because I can kind of set my own hours. I can really work as much as I want and like take my health seriously. And so it's actually what started me on this whole train. Like, we wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for that little guy in that booth. So thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I hope you're still out there dealing drugs, you piece of shit fucker.
What's the saying there? Sometimes a blessing is it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe?
Yeah, there were silver linings, man. Like,
silver linings.
My whole philosophy is you can turn any negative into a positive if you work at it. You can let it ruin your life, or you can dive into it. And
you can let it blossom.
You
let it fire you up.
It literally what started me on this whole path. Started working with these guys, but wasn't getting better. Even though I was doing all this health stuff, I was still getting a migraine every like 3 or 4 weeks when I'd really push the limits. I gave up caffeine. I gave up everything. Like, I was just sleeping a lot and like living well, and a year that, and I was still no better off. And I was seeing vision specialists, all like wearing special glasses to align my eyes, doing physio, doing chiro, doing all this funky shit like light therapy, and nothing was working. The only thing I saw like a small improvement was functional neurology. It's like the stuff Crosby did to get better from his, and it's like iPads with eye movement exercises that like rewire your brain and let it like open up damaged pathways from history. Yeah. That helped because I had a lot of damage from history, but it didn't clear up the head pressure.
It's a complicated process.
It's the neck, my dude. Mm-hmm. So it was when I saw a specialist. His name is Dr. Terry Moore. My mom actually found him through a blog. Paige Decker from the States was an athlete that had a similar 2-year nightmare. And I know you got to go.
I have to go in like.
See, you fucked me, dude.
What time is it on each?
I'm on each of these watches. One doesn't work. One's just for show.
Yeah.
One's 5:20.
Yeah.
10 minutes?
Well, I have to leave in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So 5 hours ago, when I said, let's do this podcast at any point this afternoon, and you chose now. Reflect on that for me.
Okay. Let me just take a moment. Yeah. So.
How would you rate your time management skills out of 6?
Time management this afternoon out of 6?
Yeah.
Probably about a 2.7.
I think that's accurate.
We got some good.
Yeah, but what's the point of doing a 3/4 concussion episode? Like, there's like 10 minutes left. Are we fighting?
I don't know. Are we fighting?
It's all good, dude. You want me to, I'll finish it. 5 minutes, wrap it up, say goodbye to the folks.
5 minutes, wrap it up. I just gotta.
You got a dip?
I gotta get ready.
Get ready in the frame. Just
ready.
No, I'm just kidding.
Just change in the frame.
Changing the frame. No, I'll just finish it up.
Okay.
Have a good dinner. I'll finish the story and I'll put in some plugs for where people can get concussion help. Yeah. And then I'll wrap this epi up.
Cool. Okay.
All right. You're a good man, Rob.
You're a good man, Trev.
Thanks, dude. Have a good dinner. Say hi to your fam for me.
Sorry, I got to dip a little early.
Thanks for the drink.
Of course.
I have hockey later, so.
Okay.
Thanks for the drink.
No problem. We'll see you all next Tuesday.
Later, Robbo.
Later.
And we're back. Now it's just me and you guys. I've been waiting a long time for this. Actually, I've never been alone talking to you, and I feel like we're a lot closer now because of it. You know, Rob, you're just listening at the door.
I knew it. All along, you wanted me gone.
This has been I've been slowly interrupting Rob and talking too much to. We've
got it on camera, on recording now.
Were we filming the whole time?
We got the whole thing.
I'm just kidding, guys. I love Rob. I just give him shit for two things: lack of urgency and time management. Are like, even like, you talk to anyone of Rob's family and they're like, tell us about Rob. Those are like top two, I'd say. Underneath, great guy, creative, cool, good friend, nice, huge head. You don't even have a mic. No one can hear you. Later. Long list. No, anyway, pumping Rob stars. Those are all lies. He's out of the room now. We can tell the truth. Anyway, to finish up this concussion epi. So yeah, the neck. I found this doctor through this girl's article in the States, and she had like a 2-year journey, couldn't figure it out, did like injections in her neck, all this whack stuff. Found out that that the neck's a huge component. And this doctor, his name's Terry Moore, his whole story is crazy. So he got a concussion when he was 8 years old on a toboggan, and like his friends thought he was dead. Like he was out cold in the snow for a few minutes, took him to the hospital, and he never like properly recovered from it. He was having everything from like autoimmune issues, balance, headaches, like anything you can think of, like vision, heart rate, all these issues. And like at around like when he was going to college, like choosing what he should do, he was like, I'm going to dedicate my life to figuring out what's wrong with me. And he figured out that the neck actually plays a component in all this stuff. So the way he explained it is the brain is actually decent at taking impacts. Like, you know, sporadic concussions, as long as there's not brain damage, which, you know, you can see on the MRI and stuff, but like sporadic minor concussions, your brain can kind of recover from, especially if you rest or you do some of that cognitive therapy that helps your brain get back to normal. It should kind of recover within like 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on how many you've had and how good your rehabilitation is. Anything that kind of persists beyond that is really only explainable by the neck. And what it is your entire nervous system flows through your neck, and it wraps around your head and it goes through your body, and it's interwoven into like all these muscles in your neck. Your neck has like a lot of different muscle groups, and the nerves kind of run through them. So does your like whole circulatory system. Your neck is like the absolute portal to your body. So I had an injury and I didn't even know my neck was hurt because my neck was fine. It's not like I had like a sore neck or tight neck, but he said it's these like sub muscles, these like lower, like deep muscle groups that get stretched, and because they don't recover, they get spasmy, like they tighten and they weaken and they never really recover, and your neck tries to stiffen up to kind of get around it. And it pulls all the nerves, and it pulls on even the muscles that control your eyes. And the nerves, pulling on these nerves can cause balance issues, tinnitus. It can affect your digestive and your immune function. It can affect your circulation if it's tight around where your blood flows. It's insane. Like, it blew my mind. So I saw this guy, and it makes like a lot of fucking sense. I saw this guy, and he said, yeah, like, you have huge range of motion issues in your neck. There's a lot of stuff. And I started working on it, and it took me about 6 months, but I was finally able to feel somewhat normal again. And when I say somewhat, like, I never got back to square one. It kind of feels like, you know, if you kind of wreck your knee or your back, how you can like stretch it out and rehabilitate it and have it feel pretty good, but you know, you're not going to do that hard crossover in basketball or something, like, you know, it's always there. With the neck, it's like kind of the same beast, except a little bit more complicated. So it's like always a little bit there. I have a little bit of tension in my head, and I feel kind of fucked up all the time. But it's so manageable. Like, I don't feel stressed or depressed or anxious about it, like thinking I have a bad brain. I'm just like, oh, I feel this head pressure, stretch out my neck. Like, it's got to be a part of that. So it feels more like an injury I'm managing, and it doesn't like have all the mood and like depression effects. So huge thing. If you guys get concussions, like a friend of mine, Austin Charles, just got another one. I spent 30 minutes on the phone explaining all this stuff to him and pointing him to a few specialists. But if you're having like long-term concussion issues, or you know anyone, reach out to me. I can't cure you, but I can definitely send you to a few places that'll get you feeling like pretty good. And like, I even got a concussion recently, and was able to work through like the neck and the brain rehabilitation myself without any doctors. And now I'm back to feeling good, having a tequila, doing a podcast. And I just want to make sure that no one else suffers as long as I did, but also that, you know, you look at it as an opportunity, man. Like, I learned so much about health through these concussions. I learned about diet. I researched all this stuff about the muscle group and how everything in your body is interconnected. I found out that a lot of my neck issues came from like weaknesses in my core and my back issues. And that's why my neck was so susceptible, and how like neck strengthening can help you even prevent concussions. I learned all this shit, and it also put me on this whole creative path. Like, I was like, you know what? I need to work for myself for the rest of my life, because I need to always be in control of my health and be able to take time to work on it. And it put me on this whole creative path. It's the whole reason why I'm doing podcasts, and found out that I can be a rock star if I want to. So it's like kind of like a cool journey, and hopefully I make it and it becomes like a cool story. If not, and I'm just like 5 years behind on the career I started in uni, then like a super depressing story. So we'll check in on that in like 5 years. But yeah, if you know anyone, just reach out. If you're having issues, reach out. And otherwise, we're still having fun. Don't feel bad for me. You know, life could be a lot worse. You know what I mean? I could have got, I don't know, diabetes. That would have been a tough bounce, like my cousin has. What's up, Kev?
Yeah, help closing up. Or?
You want to hop in here for the closing? Say goodbye?
Saw Robbie down there.
Yeah, you know what? I do need help because I'm ranting now and I'm in trouble.
I heard you talking about concussions.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was going to be a dark episode. You know what I mean? Have you had any yourself, sir?
Had any concussions?
Yes.
I've had a few. Got first one was snowboarding.
Nice.
Just
Rad.
learned 360s.
Yeah.
At Glen Eden.
Landed heel edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was Sans helmet. Sans.
Pretty nails though.
And got knocked the fuck
Clean
out.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember just waking up, like, people just over me, and I was like, huh?
There's a dick in your mouth, and you're like,
yeah.
You woke up gay. Oh my God. There's these stories of people waking up. Was it you telling me? There's stories of people waking up from being knocked unconscious gay, and waking up from being knocked unconscious and knowing a different language.
Maybe that's what happened to me.
I'm serious. But these are people that were like knocked out for like hours, or like were in a coma for a few days, and they come out of these comas. This is totally legitimate.
I've heard this before, yeah. Like people like learning a new language. That part's crazy. How does that work?
People think that it's something to do with past lives and all that.
Oh.
I think like these are documented cases.
I'm watching the OA right now, so I'm really into this. Like, this is cool.
These are documented cases where like, how can I prove it? You know what I mean? It's just like on the internet, and it's documented, and it's like in a news article, and you're like, okay, like, how do you prove this as me just sitting here? But these people seem to be pretty fucking convinced by it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, craziness.
How else would you? Yeah, if you don't. Yeah, have you never heard someone speak Mandarin before, and you get knocked out, and you wake up and you can speak Mandarin? That's how else would you just like explain that?
If it's true, and if someone in my life like that happened to them, I would 100% believe in past lives.
Yeah.
If I could see it with my own eyes, like if you woke up from a coma and started speaking Mandarin, I would be a believer. But just reading an article from like South Carolina of some lady who woke up, there's a lot of ones with accents too. They come out with an accent. I'm like, that's what's one thing. Coming out speaking a whole new language, like Mandarin or Spanish.
Yeah, that's cool. Like it's like those kind of things I want to believe. Like I want that. Like, I'm such a skeptic for most like weird woo stuff, but I also just really want it. I just wanted the world to be more interesting. Mm-hmm. Science seems to like make it more like in a way like less interesting. It's all
fuck
explainable.
off science.
Yeah, don't
stop making my world less interesting. I want to believe in ghosts and afterlives. All right, I don't believe I just turn into a fucking potato after I die or like whatever grows out.
I want to keep going.
Yeah, I want to learn Mandarin next life. Next life, next life. This life was pretty good. Next life, do not knock me out in bars and give me post-concussion syndrome. Give me like. I want to be born rich. I want to have like an easy life, you know? Like,
do you though?
Nah, I don't know. Just give me a huge hog. I've always wondered what it would be like to be.
That'd be great.
That'd be cool. Otherwise, the rest I can work for.
Because you don't want to be just handed to you. Like those people are usually duds.
I know, but it'd be cool. You know, maybe you have 4 lives where you work hard. 1 life that's like a relaxation life. You know what I mean? Like take it easy.
Like I want to hit
trust
snooze.
fund.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what it's like, you know, to have those issues of like not being able to find self-worth because you have like so much money in the bank and
like I want to be like Will Smith's kids.
Yeah. I want to dye my hair like pink and braid it and call myself like weird rap names.
Yeah. Like
at a young age.
So I guess Jaden previously like had a real life where he like proved himself. Like he really had a hard life and now he's like a real chill life, right?
I don't know.
Apparently, this is a sidetrack, but Jackie Chan, like he's multi-millionaire, but he won't give any money to his children.
I've heard that.
You heard that?
What if? Come on,
but
dude.
he wants them to earn it.
I know, but like
Jackie,
a couple mil, like he's got hundreds of millions.
But
he's
of dollars. Feeding them, so that's like, and they live in his mansion.
I know, but how rattled would you be if you won the absolute like lottery? You're born to Jackie Chan. And you have enough money for 10 lifetimes. And he sits there and goes, like, it'd be one thing if he did that for your developing years and you're like 25 and you think you're going to have to work the rest of your life and you've developed good habits and work ethic. And he's like, by the way, there was 50 mil stash away for each of you.
Yeah, true.
But if he actually holds true to it, like, I'd be like, fuck right off.
If he did the opposite where he's like, you keep thinking, well, I always got this 50 mil to land on. And then he's like, yeah, about that. No,
I know. But he like, so we'll see. We'll tune into Jackie Chan when he gets later in life. And I bet you as he ages, he'll realize his kids will have a family. And if they're not like multi-millionaires, he's probably going to slide a clean 50 their way.
He'll support a few endeavors for him if they have some startup idea or whatever. He'll be
unless he's a freak like that. Maybe it's.
But I think his whole mindset is like you need to grind to like really get good in life. So it's like he's just trying to provide that. So it's like a bigger lesson.
Well, it's like I always thought about it as like if I get famous now or in like the next 5 years, I think I've developed that core. I'm late enough in life that I think I've developed like a core like work ethic and identity, and it wouldn't like twist me up. So like I think as long as he waits long enough, like if you got famous tomorrow, are you gonna change much other than what you buy and like how happy you are? And no,
I'm still gonna be super self-conscious.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have crippling social anxiety.
But I feel like I'm between two ferns right now.
You're literally in a fern, dude.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this late in life, like, if somebody slipped me 50 million, my lifestyle would change, but I wouldn't become an asshole. I wouldn't become, like, different. Like, I'd still be nice and good and help people out. And
a cool rich guy.
That'd be cool, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'd become an asshole. I'd buy a Lambo. Maybe life looks different through the windshield of a Lambo.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
just imagining it right now.
Social experiment. So we'll wrap this up. But social experiment, when we become rich and famous, we can like tap back into these episodes and be like, this is where I'm at now. I'm an asshole. I yelled at a valet today and didn't.
Don't you hate it when
Yeah, dude, the valet, man, didn't even know how to drive my like manual Countach.
Yeah.
And I punched him in his duodenum.
Because I'm better than him, and
yeah,
I earned this life.
I'm like, yo, dude, if you just worked harder,
yeah,
you wouldn't be a valet, dude. I could see myself never saying that. Thank you.
There was one thing, last thing I wanted to say though. I always had this idea since I was in like high school. It'd be cool to like, be Jackie Chan or whatever, but like maybe not someone who's actually famous, but you're low key super rich, but you raise your children in a normal house,
and they don't know.
They don't know you're rich.
That's some psychopath shit.
But then this is it. You have a house that's normal, but there's like also a secret passageway to a fucking doper house that's in
with
the
a
basement.
Second family, and you're cheating on your wife.
Yeah,
and you have two families, a middle class family and a rich family, and it's a social experiment. I like where your head's at.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my dream since high school.
But you have like a secret passageway to a dope house, and what do you do there?
No, then when they turn 21 or something, it's like, hey, by the way, we're super rich. Here's the fucking shelf. You just take this book, and then boom, it's like our house is 3 times.
This is what would happen. Okay, this is a good movie plot. In reality, they'd be like, "You're a liar. You lied to us for 21 years.
Yeah.
I've had a part-time job at the amusement park to pay for my braces." And you had billions this whole time, and your wife would be like, "Are you cheating on me? Like you had a second house? Like what the fuck?"
Like, no, I could have in the secret house, but
the
wife would be in on it.
Okay, the wife's in on it. Then you're both psychopaths, but I guess you could get away with it. I think
it's more like surprise. Hey, look at this.
I think the better move would be, instead of having this whole like second house, second life, would be just like Warren Buffetting it. Living. They don't live like they're poor. Like they have a nice house in a nice area, but just not living lavishly. Like not flying your kids out to fucking Monaco to spend 2 weeks on a yacht. Like just like living normally. They know you're successful and rich, and just showing them that, like, no, like that's not what life's about.
Because the worst thing you want to do is be filthy rich and miserable. Because you're like, this is my normal life.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna go with like the whole like secret. Because it would be super cool to be low-key rich and not famous, purely for the move of doing that exact movie scene where you're at a bar and a girl like sees you and like the whole like she doesn't know you're rich. It's actually a movie idea when you think about it. That like, what are they trying to say? Like with that fantasy, it's like, oh, we didn't know he was rich this whole time.
Or like they have those ones where like the guy tries to hit on the girl. It's a video and he's like looks like a bum. And she like denies him. Then he goes and like gets in a fucking Lambo.
Oh, on YouTube, like, I've heard like 90% of those are fake.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like
maybe 100%.
Yeah,
but like no, like in the movie, like what are they trying to say? Like what message are they trying to send? They're like the whole plot line is that they didn't know he was rich.
Yeah.
Like that's like,
yeah.
She's like falling in love with him, and he's like at like 4th or 5th date, she finds out that he's rich. And she's like, "Wow, what an amazing surprise!" Like
that's great.
Like as if like that's like the best thing that could happen to you when you're dating a guy. Probably
that was a TV show, wasn't it? It was like Average Joe or some shit, and it was one. It's like then it turns out one of the guys is like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, there's a bunch like that, undercover CEO, undercover boss, or whatever.
But anyways, I mostly just want a secret passageway in my house. That was the moral I want to talk about.
Don't worry, Kev. You'll have one
for my second family.
Yeah, obviously. You always need a second family.
Yeah.
What happens if the first one doesn't work out?
It's like you need 2 jewels in case you lose.
You have 2 jewels. You have 2 families.
Yeah.
I'm sorry out there. Like this actually happens to people. It's a terrible joke. I really hope no one out there has experienced this. This started as a concussion episode. Kev came in and threw a big old curveball. The thing though is, if you stuck through my solo concussion stuff and you're still here, you fucking deserve it.
Yeah, you earned some producer Kev time.
Yeah. Should we wrap it up, Kev Dog?
Yeah, man.
We're gonna play R.I.P. Harambe, obviously in the outro. R.I.P. Harambe, sipping on some Bombay. And we will see you
next Tuesday.
R.I.P. Harambe, sipping on some Bombay. We on the way to heaven. Amen. Amen. R.I.P. Harambe. ever do. Thinking about you. We back at the zoo, man. Thinking about you, man. Where my girl is at? We miss you. We really